Okay, so as far as posts go, here's what would be kind of my style. Okay, so I've got some rusticity, wormy. This is maple, black walnut top on it, black walnut. It's hollow in the middle, so it's hollow all the way down. All right, it's because this is a multi-board glue up, and by the way, see if you can find the joint on that. And yeah, that's the Gorilla Glue in me. And same thing with up here. You know, this turned out, I really like the looks of this, and I've done some beds with this, and I've done some railing projects with this method. So, but it also allows for, like on the railings, we ran a hole in here, and then we're able to have the electrician run wiring up there and put, and sometimes by code you have to have outlets within it every so many feet, 6 feet or something like that on a railing system. And so instead of putting the outlets in the floor, which are actually very expensive, we were able to put the outlets right on the post itself, and they're actually more functional that way. They're a little safer from kids and things inside the outlets. So that's one example of basically an elaborate post from multiple glue ups, but this was probably a $5,000 bed, and so it was worth the time and effort to go through that kind of stuff, right? And then here's another really basic example of post. It's a standard 4x4. This is post. This was ash. I can get these made all day, every day at a mill near us. Now they're never going to be kiln dried. So the thing on this is that they're very doable. And as long as they're not super, super long, they're probably going to stay reasonably straight. But the method of joinery that I'm using here, it really doesn't make much difference. It'll hold anyhow because it has some flex in it. But now you can see that there's some rusticity there. It's solid, and this is not all that expensive. It's just that they get heavy, right? But they're a lot easier to deal with, and take a lot less time than making posts out of a multi-board glue up. So these posts here, for instance, again, very rustic, obviously with the live edge still on it. 3x3. They're not even consistent. You've got one thickness up here, and then you got another thickness at the bottom. There's some wormies going on in here. Whatever, but that's the kind of post that I want to be able to do with this kind of system. And let me see if I have any other posts out here. Oh yeah, how about this? Well, those are the ash again. But for instance, this was reclaimed. This came out of I believe it came from Jim Beam or Jack Daniel's brewery. It's actually certified as such. But so then this was the type of wood. You know, that's some pretty cool stuff. It's very heavy, very nice. And again, there's a lot of character going on there. That one I trimmed it down, and then I put the steel on it. And so that would be the post. I'm going to be careful here because it's very heavy. But basically that's what the post would look like, just to get that little bit of metal going on where you can see the mortises in there. So that would be, instead of something like that, it would be this. The system I'm working on, the micro beam method of doing it, will it work with that? And yes, it turns out yes it will. So those are just some few examples of some of the posts.